free national.
Ride the hallway, ride the bus. Walk my house, like I'm impressed. Walk in the strip, she gon' make it buzz.
Going to court to see no damn judge.
I do damage, and they can't stand it.
Security guard big,
Psycho,
but it's not a
bandit.
punk bitch.
Mary,
Ass
Madison.
nigga use the trick. Nigga use the wankster. And my pop was a gangster.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to episode 140 of the Splashcast Monday Night Raw. I'm your co-host, Reggie.
I'm your co-host, Norwood. Our powers combined, we are your HBCU homeboys. Thank you for taking the time out to kick it with me and Reggie on this beloved Monday. Let's get into it, my friend.
Let's get into it, man. So you know what it is when it comes to Monday Night Raw. We talk about our HBCU news around the culture, followed by either basketball or football. We got a few things we're going to talk about today. Let's start out with HBCU news around the culture. We always try to report on things that may not come across your timeline or historical movements that we are seeing amongst HBCUs in the sports arena. One thing that we've seen is HBCUs gravitating towards sports that were not historically known as a culture to be in. For example, hockey. So Xavier Abel is the first player to commit to Tennessee State University's men's hockey team, the first HBCU to introduce collegiate ice hockey. In the past, we've talked about lacrosse, we've talked about rugby, we've talked about swimming, we've talked about gymnastics. We are now adding hockey. Wilberforce too. Shout out to Wilberforce. We're now adding hockey to the arsenal. So shout out to Tennessee State and Xavier Abel. And apparently he's pretty good.
Yeah, I'm so excited that we are adding these things to the lexicon, giving us another opportunity to compete. And I think that's really what it is. Oh, don't forget Hampton Lacrosse. Let's please not forget that. We'd be remiss if we
I said that first.
But just across the board, as we continue to add these sports that have value adds, and on top of that, it gives us another place to grow and be better. So, yeah, I'm super excited about this with Xavier Abel. He said that he specifically wanted to be a, founding member, starting member of the hockey team for an HBCU. That was the reason he had a good season last year, but for him, this was more important to be a pioneer in the HBCU space. So, yeah, congratulations to him. Thank you for undertaking this.
And he ain't no scrub either. He got his start out as the YMCA at the YMCA as playing floor hockey, and he was so good. It was like, hey, you ever thought about playing ice hockey?
Real hockey.
And he became good enough to play in Canada's Greater Toronto Hockey League, which to me sounds like I don't know about that league because I'm not a big hockey fan, but when somebody sends you abroad to play in high school, that means you're really, really good. And Canada is Hockey Central. So he's really, really good about it. So shout out to Abel, man. I would love to attend one of their games. I think it's going to open up other avenues for other HBCUs, especially because more HBCUs are in the South. You're not going to have a lot of hockey because it takes a little bit more to maintain the rinks and all of that stuff. But shout out to them. I feel
conflicted about that because, in all the cities that I've ever lived, and I've only lived in the South, there have been available hockey rinks for you to play. Augusta has always had an ice rink. Houston, I live in the Galleria. It's one right there. There is an ice rink available. Atlanta, same thing.
Atlanta, them things ain't permanent. They do got one. Huh? They got one in Sandy Springs. It's the only one I know about. Yeah. But it's a little different though because I agree with you, but it's more. None of those are arenas. None of those are like the one in Sandy Springs is about figure skating and it holds 200 people, if that. Like it's not a sports complex where you have to.
Like you do have to have a venue.
But hell, make it a multi-use. We have multi-use. Time and construction. You can do all of that.
Atlanta love a multi-use. If they can throw some apartments and a pizza parlor right down there, and then as long as there's a Target and a stone's throw,
You there. So shout out to Xavier Abel in Tennessee State. And while we talking about ice, Howard University figure skating team is going to make history this year, as this weekend. Last weekend they made history and they debuted at the University of Delaware. Howard was scheduled to compete in there for the first time. They were founded by Maya James, Cheyenne Walker, two Howard students who have been involved in the sport since they were children. So shout out to Howard, man. I think we talked about this before when they formed the group, but they actually made their debut last weekend.
Congratulations. Yeah, the start is the forming of the group, the execution, bringing it actually to fruition. Congratulations to Howard. As Hamptonians, we don't, we like to shoot at them as much as we can, but when you're doing good work, you're doing good work. This is excellent. We'll continue to support, just like we do the swimming team. And Hampton, you're on the clock. Be better.
Be better than Howard, huh?
At all costs.
Quick update. I'm not gonna open up the link because Twitter always hates on us with the Chinese weather balloons. But Fred McNair, former Alcorn State head coach, we used to call them the Beast of the SWAC East. Alcorn State is left. For y'all don't know, he left Alcorn because he was promised a job at Texas Southern. He went to sign the contract. The board of directors did not ratify is the correct word? Ratify the contract? Did not approve or ratify the contract because they wanted to get somebody like Andre Johnson or somebody that had professional football experience. Basically, they were trying to replicate Jackson State and Dion. So they let Fred McNair out to dry. The bad thing was the timing put Fred McNair out of a job because everybody else had hired their coaches. Well, now Fred McNair, after being quiet for, I don't know, about 2 months now, he is now going to Baton Rouge to be on the staff. I'm excited about this, but I'm also want to know I would like to know the parameters of this, because Southern's coach is a first-time head coach that they signed. He was an interim head coach for Southern and an interim head coach for Grambling the year before. And they signed him after they went after Chennis Berry because they couldn't get Chennis Berry, who out there South Carolina State is killing it. And we'll talk about it.
He is putting his work early. You can see that already.
They gonna win the MEAC next year.
He is coming there to dominate. I'm coming here, and I'll be honest, South Carolina State, he might not be there too long. I think he's going there to keep on moving up.
Yeah, he might not be, but I think it's interesting for Fred McNair. What I was saying with Fred McNair, because he's too good of a coach to just stay on staff. And to me, like I said, I'd be interested to know how he feels, because if this doesn't work out for Southern's coach, then it's like the leash just got shorter. So we'll see how it plays out.
That's where it is tricky. It's a twofold situation. You do have this guy who is he knows a lot about HBCU football. He can be a massive resource for you. His ability to recruit and talk to players and talk to coaches, and his reach has got to be amazing. But you're right. If this doesn't go swimmingly for the new guy, then it's going to be a lot of pressure that, hey, man, that guy, like, this guy is available and he's already on the staff. It would be very easy to transition away from me and right into this guy if it doesn't work well.
Yeah, don't get Adrian Griffin now. Don't go out there and get Adrian Griffin shut in.
Yeah. But I don't think that he's going to be Doc Rivers. I think that he'll win games. Hell shot.
Yeah,
but yeah, the pressure is on, but the pressure was gonna be there anyway with Southern, due to the fact of the way the Jackson State's playing, FAMU's playing,
and the culture of Louisiana. Louisiana don't like no losers. They will fire you.
And with Grambling and that recruiting class they have, you got to come out and do your job. Him being there doesn't really affect you either way. You need to do your job to stick around any way you cut it.
Yeah, but he's definitely there for recruiting purposes because he's always had one of the better transfer classes. So it'll look good, man. It'll look good. So shout out to Southern, man. We keep your eyes on you. This was a big weekend for HBCU football. You had
Absolutely.
the Legacy Bowl. You also had the HBCU Combine. The Combine, which happened before the Legacy, but was basically in the week that led up to the Combine. Standout from the Combine was Alabama A&M wide receiver Terrell Gardner. Not only did he do really, really well in the receiver drills, he also ran a sub 4.40. So for him to do that at the HBCU Combine, that also allows you to get seen to get invited to the actual NFL Combine. And
Did y'all see these catches? All hands on all catches, all bad throws. One spin him in the opposite direction, and all of this kept his footing unscathed, unbothered. This is a football player here, people. Watch closely. He is fast. He can clearly catch the ball and doesn't get affected by bad throws.
let me tell y'all something.
Looks
The
like
loser
a Kansas
of
City Chief to me.
the loser of this video is the quarterbacks. Who was throwing him? I mean, unless it was intentional.
Now, what he should have done is he should have went right off. He could have circled right back around, took his gloves off, and slapped every person who threw him the ball.
Or thank them. Either way.
What are you doing, bro? I'm only here trying to make a way to feed my family for generations, and here you are doing your best to make me look terrible. That's fine. No, I'm a real good football player.
You lucky I'm a good football player.
Yeah.
But the HBCUs, man, we keep talking about this because I keep referencing it that Clark Atlanta's new head coach said that D2 is now the new D1. And everybody laughed, and we keep showing up these clips, and you keep seeing these recruiting classes, and you keep seeing these athletes that are impressing. And now you're starting to see coaching staffs that are impressive. What you about to say?
Wait. Don't forget about McDuffie, 2-time Super Bowl champion from Fayetteville State. Like,
Oh yeah, out there.
it's there now.
Hey, Falcons. I think because he's a 5th round pick. I only think he had a 3-year contract. I think they got to re-sign something. Hey, Falcons. I'm gonna put that out there, but we'll be back. We'll keep it going. So HBCU Legacy now. I told y'all they had the Legacy Bowl right after the Combine. Before the bowl came out, it was announced that Chennis Berry and South Carolina State's head coaching staff are making headlines as they were chosen to be selected to be the coach, one of the coaching staffs in the HBCU Legacy Bowl. Head coach Chennis Berry, defensive coordinator Coach Williams, Coach Howard, Coach Lopper, Coach Odafer, and Coach Stiles, a part of his staff. Now, we talked about Berry before, and we told y'all that he's making waves at South Carolina State. One thing we talked about with the MEAC and MEAC schools is that their social media has to have an uptick in order to compete with the bigger schools for exposure. First thing we noticed when he got there was that their social media kicked up immediately. It's like he brought his whole team down 95.
They spent that Dion money on that HBCU social media. It's different.
Yeah, Falcons got $40 million. You're right. We'll get there. But yeah, so shout out to South Carolina State. I think that this is a direct result of two things: his ability to coach and have success, as well as South Carolina State's social media showing the work that they're putting in from day one. So shout out to them, man. So you had the coaching staff. I'm sorry, I didn't step on you, did I?
No. Everything you said, I'm in 100% agreement. So the presentation looks better. Chennis has not wasted any time. You remember he named his coaching staff very early in the season. Y'all better get serious.
MEAC, Central. I know y'all had a run. Howard, you snuck in there to the bowl game. South Carolina State is on the way back. I'm gonna let y'all know. And
Reggie
he raised his
already
money.
called it. He said, "Hey man,
they gonna win the
this team
MEAC.
here is a problem."
And my family, I'm not gonna stay here, but my family is from my dad's side is from Orangeburg and Columbia. These are the main two places. I saw what he did at Benedict. I saw the growth of Benedict. I saw the growth of Allen, who is a girls, all female. Is it a female school? Allen College, right next to Benedict. No, it's not a female school, but it's a very small college compared to Benedict. But they grew just because of proximity, because he was so good at coaching that he brought so much money into Columbia off just being good at Benedict. Imagine what he's gonna do at South Carolina State. I'm telling y'all better watch out for him. Here we go. So you had the coaching staff. Then you also had Hampton University. Had how many? They had 4, 3 or 4. Three. You had Brandon Hardy, Quasine Townsend, and Deron Butts. Participated in the HBCU Legacy Bowl. I believe Brandon Hardy, who was on the offensive line, has been projected to be a mid to late round pick. And the other two as well. I think Townsend is also good, but Darian Butts is good as well. So these guys participated and did pretty good from what I understand.
And shout out to Jadakiss Bonds. He's playing in the CFL. I know this is a guy we covered a lot last year. I still think that this guy is probably an NFL talent, but I'm happy to see him with the British Columbia Lions. So Hampton quietly is kept, even though the season had its ups and downs as far as like administration work. We had a good season. We're slated to have another, pretty good season and to continue to compete in the CAA. One step at a time. Coach Prunty is putting it together, and we're gonna continue to follow and support.
Yeah, man. It was dope. So shout out to Hampton as well as other HBCUs, but we're gonna highlight the Pirates. So HBCU Legacy Bowl took place. It was pretty good. It featured the Black College Football Co-Players of the Year, Jeremy Musa and Davius Richard. They both split the Deacon Jones Trophy. And they played. It was pretty entertaining. First off, before I get to what I'm gonna say, congratulations. And
before you get in there and tear their ass up, let me also say this. I want this to be an opportunity for people to understand that everybody's not going to have the best BCS experience. Jeremy Musa is the perfect guy to see that, where he went to Miami and for whatever reason it just didn't pan out. It did not work out. He has come to FAMU and become one of their best football players in a very long time. He's hit every number that you could ask. And I think that, like you said, this is the new D1. Like, this is the place where, hey, for whatever reason, if coach leaves, as they always do, or you can't find a way for whatever reason to get on the roster, hey, man, take your ass to a HBCU and play really good football and get a chance to be seen, get a chance to go to the combine and show them that you can still do it. Because I'm very confident that Musa could have played for multiple BCS schools last year if he really pushed the issue. He's that good.
Davius too. Now, Davius Richard led North Carolina Central to the playoffs this year. And I can see a lot of people had something to say about it being split. A lot of people think Davius Richard was hands down the best player. But you have Jeremy Musa, who won the HBCU Bowl. He won the Celebration Bowl. It was the MVP. And then they won the SWAC. And you had Davius Richard, who led his team. I mean, they've been good for 3 years, and he led them to the playoffs. So I don't think you can. I'm not upset with the split decision.
Me either.
Here.
I think that, it's the same thing that we look back and say about LeBron and Carmelo. No, y'all should have split that.
Yep. Should have. Now, before we move on to basketball, I gave big ups to Chennis. I gave big ups to the HBCU Legacy Bowl.
Here we go.
Y'all got to make sure you take care of the players. We all know Davius Richard can run. He had over 1,000 yards rushing. I think he had 1,000 yards rushing, or over 1,000 yards rushing over the last 2 years to go along with 3,000 yards passing per year. We know that he can run. There was no reason, If you're trying to highlight running backs, wide receivers, tight ends, and blocking, there's no reason to run the quarterback. And he ended up hurting his ankle. While I don't think it's as serious as people think it was, North Carolina Central head coach was furious. Furious. He went off a Twitter rant, and we ain't gonna put it up there because it's a lot of edited words. But he's right. You already know he can run, and he's trying to go to the combine and throw, right? So why would you put him in that position to even get hurt? Excuse me. And North Carolina Central's coach even told them, hey, do not run him. Just throw the ball. You have all of these running backs that are all Americans. Why would you make them? Why would you allow them to not? Why would you allow them to just sit in the backfield and not get touches and run the quarterback? That doesn't make sense. And he's right.
Doesn't do anybody any good.
So y'all can't do that. I ain't going to go in like I would if this was a PWI because, I understand that this was the first one for you. Everybody gets one. But you can't do this no more. You can't do this anymore.
Take this as a lesson. Go on home with it. And from here, be better next time.
Gotta be better. While we're going to transition to basketball. So while we get these pages loaded up, CIAA and the MEAC tournaments and SWAC too, they all start pretty soon. I didn't know the MEAC tournament was in Norfolk.
Correct.
I guess that's good. I guess that's a good spot, especially since you lost all those teams. Yeah, Central, I would probably like to see it in DC.
Still a pretty decent sized city that's good and built for like conventions and stuff like that. It's not. I mean, there are other cities you could always pick like DC, Baltimore, but Norfolk's not in the 7 cities in the whole scheme of things. Isn't terrible.
And when you're trying to build, sometimes you need to think economically first. So, but shout out.
And you can have a good time in Norfolk.
Yeah. No shade. No shade. I did have fun when I was there. I had fun. CIAA, so you're going to start seeing a lot of superlatives come out. A lot of player of the year, coach of the year, et cetera, from the MEAC, SWAC, SIAC, and CIAA. And as we come across them, as we see them, we will tell you about them. CIAA, again, kudos to CIAA, because we have given them kudos about their social media posting and exposure all year. They were the first to release their players of the year. When it comes to basketball, women's rookie of the year was Nell Reeves from Livingstone. So shout out to her. You had Kevin Corley. I forgot where he went to school. I'm trying to think. CIAA. I know what it is. Bowie State. Shout out to Kevin Corley. Rookie of the year. You had Anaya Bryant from the Broncos. That's Fayetteville State. She was CIAA Player of the Year. And then you also had Jalen Alston from Winston-Salem State. He was CIA Men's Player of the Year. So shout out to all of these. Man, how you feel about that?
Congratulations. I'm excited about it. It's good to see a lot of different schools here represented instead of like one school running away with it.
Mm-hmm. Parity.
Yeah.
A lot of parity. What this tells me.
Good basketball.
When you have all of these awards going to different teams, good basketball, and that CIAA tournament is going to be lit this year, bruh, and I'm going to watch it. Hey, all y'all HBCU broadcasts, make sure y'all broadcast CIAA. We going to watch it because I'm going to talk about it. So shout out to all of them from the CIAA. The SIAC is on the way. The CIAA tournament starts this week, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, it does. So shout out to CIAA. It's getting into March Madness. It is fun to be a fan of March Madness and not really know anything that's going on because everything is going to be a surprise for me. everything. I don't know who's supposed to be upset or nothing. I'm gonna be looking at seed numbers and
I'm
that's
just
it.
watching it as a fan. Hey, who playing now?
Yeah, yeah, and I'll go. And my motto: we going for the blacks. I'm only if it's a black team, we going for the blacks. So shout out to them. But with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, yeah, we come to the end of HBCU news around the culture. We talked about breaking barriers in hockey and figure skating, football news, HBCU Legacy Bowl, as well as basketball. CIAA and tournaments are starting soon. So
And excitingly, we are coming back to talk about the Super Bowl for the 4th week in a row. No, because Reggie will be mad as hell.
you would
That boy Reggie's like, hey, we not talking about the Super Bowl
be
ever
just like
again,
this.
bro. That boy went right to ISO game. Boy, I'm handsome.
But y'all stay tuned. We're going to take 2 minutes. We'll be right back with our football news around the league. NCAA, drink. Norwood says drink. NCAA, as well as NFL, Cam Newton, Slam Newton, poor life decisions. We can't hear you whisper.
Like, follow, subscribe. Splashcast playlist on the way. Text your friend. Tell them Reggie and Norwood are on right now. They shooting the shit. Or your drinks. Or whatever vices you might like. We coming back to kick it. Let's do it, my friend.
We'll be right back. Peace. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to episode 140 of the Splashcast Monday Night Raw. We're going to get into our football news around the league as Norwood is getting a little bit of inspiration over there because we got some funny things to talk about here. Black History Month. Black History Month. I see you, brother. I see you.
Little fever tree. This is this is a fancy black cocktail to say the least. It's Uncle Nearest, little fever tree ginger beer. We're gonna enjoy the rest of Black History Month appropriately. In the words of my boy, drink responsibility.
Drink responsibility. Who is that?
Key Sweat.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was. Yes, it was. Drink responsibility. But y'all know what it is. We talk about football, man. We don't have a lot to talk about here. NCAA football is back. 25. It went away for years because they weren't paying the athletes. Now
we not there yet. And I know to you it's a little different. Me as a gamer, and not only as a gamer, this is probably my favorite game of all time, right there next to like Mario 3 level, so like elite level gaming here. I'm not gonna say it's back until I physically see it with my own eyes, until I have it in my hands. I want to believe that it's back, but it means so much to me that we just gonna keep speaking into existence. It's gonna materialize. It's gonna show up, but there's also a little part of me that just doesn't trust that this happens.
I wouldn't trust it. When I saw that news that they paying these athletes $600, I was like, ooh.
Yeah, but look how many people you have to pay. This is the biggest collective in NCAA history.
For now. I mean, it's $6 million, but and everybody, the way they're getting around it, you do have to opt in. And they're basically banking on the nostalgic purposes. And I do think for now it's going to work. But let me tell you something. When they set that record for sales in the first week and they released them numbers, that little 600, they're going to be increased next year.
Go to 1,000. Yeah, but you got to make the money first. This is a business entity that hasn't existed in over a decade.
You mean the game?
You're right.
When I say EA Sports been or whoever, it's
No,
EA or the other
football.
one.
Like each one of these is, how games are. You can work for the overarching company, but your system and your game has to show positive revenue. I do think it'll probably be $1,000 next year. Hopefully, I think that should be I think that should be easy money. The thing that I'm more scared about is you're going to have so many people who are going to go out and buy probably 2 of these games that the next season, I don't know if it's sustainable for it to be like this first one.
Yeah. Now, this is you can't really, because games now, you don't really get a lot of hard copies of games, though.
Oh, this one you will.
Nostalgia purposes.
This one is the one that everybody who's like, I follow the Bring Back NCAA Instagram pages. There is a cult following of people who still have the old game and just have been playing that. So it's a little bit different. This is the one, man. When this comes back out, Madden, you better watch your shit.
Oh, Madden wouldn't be. Listen, if Madden is smart, the best NFL Madden experience I had was when you could take your dynasty from the NCAA and import the roster to the NFL and put. Well, let me tell you something. Now that's when I stopped playing, and I don't mean stop playing the game. I stopped playing games. I was simulating. I was full GM. I was everything, dog. I had the equivalent of Bishop Sycamore and an expansion team in Puerto Rico out there destroying everybody.
I didn't ran him with Hampton. Whoever
everybody,
is,
every
I can
HBCU
recruit and win. Mm-hmm. Now, something that now that you kind of brought up the conversation is really weird to me is there's not even a conversation for a basketball game.
You want me to say what I'm saying?
College basketball, you should be riding the coattails of
women's college basketball. Name 5 college basketball men's athletes right now. Name 5.
That is the reason that you should be trying to get on NBA 2K right now. Hey, this is the best way for a lot of people to see who's good on my team. That's the thing about playing playing any video game for a long time. You kind of secretly find out the players who are really good that a lot of people don't know about.
Well, the thing about it with football is they have to be there for 3 years. Basketball, they got to be there for 6 months. That's it.
Yeah, but I mean, right now, college basketball has some brand identity. You can't really, it's very tough for you to identify who's the next guy.
Like, you think a video game going to allow you to do that?
That ain't gonna matter. It's not like a Zion year. It's not like a Apollo year.
There's also a down year because they're going to have Cooper Flag next year. It's a down year, so they're going to have Cooper Flag next year.
But what I'm saying is, if you're the number one guy right now, the best thing that you can do, like if you're the number one guy right now, you should be praying that, hey, because they got to put somebody on the front of the game. Who would it be this year?
For basketball?
Juju Watkins. Angel Reese.
Well, that's where I was going with it. I think that they should come out with if I were the NCAA, I would probably separate it. I would separate it to women's and men's. For basketball,
no, you do it like the NBA 2K does, where you get both.
Then I think then the women would then the men's basketball game becomes a weight. You're weighing down the women. I wouldn't. I mean, I would. What I'm saying
is, like, if I'm the number one basketball player this year, I would love to be on the cover because that's gonna be some of the best publicity you got.
Who's the number one prospect? Who is the number one prospect in NCAA basketball right now?
The fact that you and I, who are sports podcasters now, you like college basketball more than me. I detest men's college basketball as a whole. I think that it's embarrassing that they put out that product, and I think that everybody should play like a girl. But I do think that the best thing that they could do is find a way to get into the gaming industry and find a way, because that college basketball game used to be good back in the day. I don't think that college basketball will do the right thing because they just historically don't. But I think that this is a big space and room for opportunity. But let's not waste any more time talking about that thing that we don't care about, which is men's college basketball.
But yeah, so shout out to college football coming back, and that $600. You know, y'all better figure it out. But hey, man, brand deals. I am excited that they're putting in so many. They have different commentators. They have different They have over like 100 playbooks.
They're doing what we want. David Pollack, like all of the people who we want are back. We're going to hear their voices. It's 128 schools. They're going to do.
My point is that they put. Yeah, my point is they put their time. You could tell that this wasn't rushed. Like, I thought, and it probably was true that they couldn't get the NIL numbers done the first time because this was come out a while ago. But the more that we see the detail that's being released in this, I just think that they kept adding and adding and adding to the point where this is going to be a very robust game. It's going to be great, man. I'm excited. I probably will play. And I doubt you. Well, I ain't going to say I doubt. Some of these games ain't for PC players. Like shoot 'em up games, you can play on PC. Yeah. Basketball, football games, it's difficult to play on PC. But we'll see, man. We shall see. So let's move on to football. UMass taking the opportunity to move all sports to the MAC at the start of the 2025-2026 season.
Marcus can't be coming back?
Might be. Come back as a
Massachusetts. That's all we care about.
Well, we also don't know what the MAC is going to look like in 2025, 2026. That you got a whole year of fallout that's about to happen after this SEC Big Ten action.
We call that reorganization around here.
Yeah, so but I do like that UMass is gonna take the opportunity to move to another conference. They're gonna be able to play on TV more. It is what it is. Coaching moves. Sad day for the University of Georgia.
Everybody else, let's dance on their grave.
You ain't see the hires. Perennial coach recruiter of the year. I think he's like 3-time. Georgia Bulldogs running back coach Dell McGee, the only running back coach that Kirby Smart has had at UGA. Dell McGee is leaving to coach Georgia State and be their next head coach, where he will also get a chance to coach his son at Georgia State, who was a 3-star DB in the 2024 signing class. Dell McGee.
I've been telling y'all, Georgia State is on the precipice. This might be the hire. This might be the single-handed hire to get them to the next stair step. It ain't to the top, but Georgia State, due to its unique location, is going to make it more difficult on a lot of these mid-majors. That's what I was looking for. The mid-major schools, Georgia State is about to be on your neck. And this guy has direct pipeline to Kirby. So all the kids that Kirby can't get, clean up.
And just from a recruiting standpoint, he's responsible for the development of Nick Chubb. They're responsible for the development of Sony Michel. Whatever they did in the pros, in college, they were amazing. All the way up to
Todd Gurley?
No, he can't. Todd Gurley was there with Mark Richt.
You're right.
But all the way up,
y'all some dogs now.
He done had all of them, and he's been Justin Fields. He's the reason that they recruited Justin Fields and got him. Now you mismanaging when you got there. That's not on me, or if I'm him, I got him here. So they did hire Dell McGee, and of course, we always applaud a black coach getting an opportunity. He's been at the top of his position for a while. So
a black coach in Atlanta and Georgia State, like it's just so many kids like growing up who are in the Atlanta or the Georgia area who for whatever reason just not gonna get to Georgia, not gonna get to South Carolina, not gonna get to Tennessee, who are still really good football players. If you could just take those guys, we all know at least 2 or 3 guys who had Georgia State had a legitimate football team during our era, would have probably gone to Georgia State instead of staying at home and working at a tire shop. Let's be real here.
So they're going to be good, man. I'm interested to see his staff that he puts together. But I am happy for Dell McGee, man. So applause to that man. He deserves it. He deserves it. So,
and I mean, this is hopefully, these HBCUs in that area, they can scrimmage. Hopefully that they can put each other on the roster. All of those things. Like, I think that it could be positive for all parties involved.
I do challenge Dell to work with, like you said, the HBCUs there. At this point, outside of Georgia Tech, You got none but black coaches in Atlanta. There's in Georgia Tech. So, again, shout out to Del McGee. Another coach, i.e. Steve Sarkisian, got a new contract this offseason after making it all the way to the college football playoff. And his contract parameters were released. 2 cars, a private jet. I don't know if that's a private jet for him or if it's access to the private jet. Either way.
It's close enough. Whatever it is, when I need it, I can go.
And I'm pretty sure Texas has more than one.
They're not putting it in his name.
Yeah, but I'm sure they have more than one, too.
He has access to the UT private jet.
Then you have, he has whatever amount of game tickets he needs, country club membership, and then an escalating contract of $100,000 raise from $10.3 million up, all the way up to $11 million in the year 2030, while entering the SEC. And normally I'm real critical of Sark, but look, it's Black History Month, and he supports Black history. So shout out to Sark, man. And look, at the end of the day, we ain't no haters. Get your money, dog. I would have threw in 2 private jets if I could. Go ahead. Congratulations.
Yeah, and shout out to your motherfucking agent for doing the needful. You came back with what I wanted, my money and the amenities. Cars, jets, tickets, country club, money, donations.
Ooh, I'm getting it.
Hey, man.
That will be added to the GIF folder. Donations.
Yeah.
Donations.
I'll tell you right now. Bag was secured. Congratulations.
Now, what comes with this?
Nothing.
Well, nothing, because Alabama, the fact that Alabama and Nick Saban is gone, the West is kind of open for the taking. The East, that's kind of sold up for a couple years. The West,
but it's gonna be some fighting and tussling over there in that West, boy. Because I mean, you know that Alabama has this expectation. They still don't give a shit about nothing but a piss about nothing but the Tide. You got Brian Kelly down there at LSU with his new accent.
And the number one recruiting class coming in, like,
yep.
Hey.
Oklahoma and Brett Venables, he gonna make a run at it. Hey man, I'm already ready for college football again. And you talking about
ready?
You talking about, and we're gonna have the game this year too,
with live updates. Ooh, live updates. That's gonna be crazy,
man. Make a grown man happy, man.
Yeah. So that's the news from college football. In the pros, not a lot of news. Running backs. So of course we're on the quarterback train, like waiting for everybody to all the pieces to fall, all the chips to fall, with Kirk Cousins, Justin Fields, Russell Wilson. The Saints already restructured Derek Carr to keep him. Jimmy Garoppolo is suspended, so he's going to be mid either way. You won't know. He's a placeholder. Aaron Rodgers comes back. All of that quarterback.
Garoppolo is interesting. I think he's like the people who are interesting to me are the insurance policies this year.
You know, he's linked to Atlanta.
What do you do with him? James
Baker Mayfield.
What do you do with him? Jimmy Garoppolo. What do you do with him? The Buccaneers still have to figure out what they're gonna do with Baker.
That's what I was gonna bring up to you.
What they're gonna do with Mike Evans. So
exactly.
All of these things kind of linked together in a weird way. And you know that, I mean, you kind of need to, I'm going to be very honest. I know this ain't like the time to negotiate, but you better believe that Mike Evans has somebody over there talking to somebody in Kansas City. And you better believe that Kansas City has somebody over there talking to Mike Evans. You know, whatever, it might be one of, you know, one of the players. It's some LeBroning going on, though. Let me tell you that. Hey, Mike.
The Jets.
The
Jets are in. The Jets
you got that one Super Bowl with Tom. You want another one.
The Jets are looking at Mike Evans. That is who he is linked to.
Mike.
But when it comes to the recent news, we talked about the quarterbacks. The running back market has pretty much, the class has set itself. So they had all of that negotiation It wasn't really no negotiation. All of that, taking all that air in their chest. Yeah, taking all that air in their chest and not saying nothing. When it came to Saquon and not getting paid, Derrick Henry, Saquon, and Josh Jacobs, who are the 3 top running backs in this free agency class, were all informed that they will not be re-signed, nor will they be franchise tagged. So now you have Henry.
Every team, they're all giving up. They're all giving up. Derrick Henry and the Titans say, you know what, we give up. We can't make it work. Josh Jacobs and the Raiders, we can't make it work. Saquon and the Giants, we can't make it work. Now I'm gonna tell you, Giants, you are gonna get Brian Daboll fired. He is gonna be fired. If you tell me that I'm gonna lose Saquon Barkley and I'm gonna keep Daniel Dimes, I'm gonna tell you there's a place that you can go. You know what that place is, Reggie? It's very hot.
Hockey sticks. HE double.
First class ticket, my boy. Get the hell away from me. And this is the thing. If I'm a Giants player and I was considering coming back, if Saquon's not back, I'm not back. We ain't got no offense without Saquon. I want out immediately.
Hey, man. And
this is it.
If I'm the Tennessee Titans, hey, look, it was already linked to Denard Hopkins. Oh, shout out to T. Higgins. He got franchised for the Bengals, and Mike Williams is being released from the Chargers. But
who? Mike
Williams, the wide receiver.
I don't know. Chiefs gonna be making a lot of calls. Available. Hey, holla. If you just keep on shooting, you gonna get your receiver, boy. You want? Hey, Mahomes available. He told me to reach out to you.
Hey, man, little cookie cake in the form of Kansas City, right there to you. Hey, man, just let you know.
Arrangement, whatever you want, boy. Uber Eats, whatever you need, bro. We'll get you straight. Come on down, man. We got barbecue and everything in championship ranks.
So as we get, the combine is this week. So as the combine comes out, we'll start. Y'all know I'm gonna be out here Thursday. We about to hit Reggie's mock draft phase.
Y'all know Reggie's mock draft YouTube.
I'm out here.
Might be just him just running scenarios.
So you were in my production meeting today. That's exactly what I'm about to do. I'm about to do the Falcons.
Me and Kyrie was in there like, what can we do?
I'm about to do the Falcons.
What can we cook up now?
We got the combine coming up this week. I think it starts tomorrow. I'm sorry, it starts Wednesday. So I definitely get to see the mock drafts after that. You start to get all of the profile reports come out, because if you go look at the simulators now, the simulators say like information coming soon and all of that stuff. So I'm excited. But yeah, man, so we'll have a lot of that going on, man. We'll get to see mat drills. We'll get to see bench pressing. We'll get to see pro athletes competing against pro athletes in Indianapolis. What we saw yesterday was pro athletes competing against regular people. What am I talking about? Well, the Mad Hatter, a.k.a. Cameron Newton, was at a 7-on-7 youth football tournament in Atlanta. Now, Cam Newton's team, 7-on-7 team, is a team full of all-stars. They're all good, and they all play well. There's another 7-on-7 team, and if you don't know about high school football, if you're watching this in Europe, we had a couple people in Europe tune in. High school football in America, especially the South, is religion. At this point, people are making entire lives out of this. They train high school athletes. They train everything. One of the high school 7-on-7 trainers is called TSP. I forgot what TSP stands for, but I know that they train wide receivers. That's what they're known for.
They shouldn't play. They shouldn't play with Cam Newton. That's what it should be called.
It's called, the unofficial meaning is this shit's personal, but the actual name of the club, I can't remember.
I love that.
It's tough. It's tough. But what they don't do, I think I have it right here. They Top Shelf Performance is the name of it. I'm not plugged in to high school drama, but apparently Top Shelf Sports and Cam Newton 7-on-17, that organization, they don't really bang with each other. And there's a video that came out of Cam Newton in a scuffle with 4 top TSP coaches against Cam Newton. Remember, I said 4 versus Cam. Oh, they didn't show it. They took it down. Son of a gun.
Well,
Anyway,
we're gonna let that stay up too long.
well, I'll describe it because I didn't watch it. A lot of times, dude tried to buddy with
on Twitter.
One of the dudes with the backpack tried to lay on the rails, and they tried to like surround Cam. Like one was at the bottom of the steps, Cam was at the top. One dude came and started talking to him. They tried to lay. And if you've seen the clip by now, it's only one clip that matters. It's Cam taking Buddy by the book bag and slinging him out the frame. And that was that. And then the next frame is him having Buddy in a head. He's got him in a headlock. He's holding the other dude that he slung out the frame down while he got a second dude in a headlock. Buddy tries to come punch him in the face. He eats that, throws him down, and all I can think of is Cam Newton is 6'6", 250 pounds. He is a pro athlete that was trying to come back to the league last year. Whatever your thoughts of him coming back to the league, if you think he's washed up, the fact that he trained to get back to the league last year tells you that he's in phenomenal shape. And you tried to jump him, and his hat didn't even fall off. Let me tell you.
First of all, there's a couple things here. You getting rocked by a dude
In a Mad Hatter?
in a top hat with locks hanging out the top. That should let you know something. Now, I'm gonna be very honest, y'all. If y'all follow the podcast, and you do, always remember, like, follow, subscribe. That I've talked about Cam Newton's ability or lack thereof ability to play quarterback. But this is not Cam Newton. That's Slam Newton right there. And y'all think that y'all gonna go up here and grab this man 6'5", 250, and you think it's gonna go your way? Hey, I'm gonna try to help y'all out in 2024. Make good decisions with your life. Cam Newton was not shaken. He was not stirred. This looked like WrestleMania, and he looked like Bill Goldberg. As soon as you run in there, he throwing you out of there. I don't care where you coached at before. I don't know where you coach at after. But you need to think long and hard. Number 2, I don't know where you going to go coach at after this. I don't want to see my coach get whooped like this.
That's what I was thinking, bro. I'm going to play for them. I know my coach, if it go down, he going to keep the hat on.
Might quit your team and hey, man, coach, hey, Cam. My coaches got a little rambunctious, but I see what you're doing with yourself, so I'm gonna try to come work out with you. At the end of the day, quarterback play aside, maybe Cam Newton needs to come back in the NFL as an H-back because he can still block. He's still got them hands, and these hands is rated E for everyone because everyone got them at the same time.
You remember when you don't really see this a lot anymore because of the way society is. Plus, we're still trying to get back.
Wrecking little humans.
Yes, that's exactly where I'm getting. You remember when you was the little cousin and you tried to fight you wouldn't fight, but you would play wrestle with your big cousin, and he would play, and it'd be 4 y'all trying to beat up your big cousin that plays at South Carolina State. That's the defensive tackle. You trying to wrestle him. That's what this looked like. He ain't dropped. He had on these. He had on hard bottom shoes.
He did not get dirty. He
didn't
did
hit the
not
ground.
Get dusty. He did not get dropped. Hey, I'm gonna tell you, Cam.
What's up, Russ?
Cam, there's very well an opportunity for you to go play for the Kansas City Chiefs too. Now you don't have to play like running back, H-back, but if you can do this on a nightly basis, you can protect Mahomes, keep Mahomes upright. Bruh, then you could be a dual threat. Do whatever you fight. You can wrestle. You can block. You can run. You can play quarterback. You can play running back.
Cameron Green, shouted. That's who he's gonna be with NFL. The NFL Draymond, bro.
Hey, bro. And I'm gonna tell y'all, for any of y'all close to 40-somethings, early 40-somethings, mid 40-somethings, late 40-somethings, I hope you're not 50 making this decision. And if you're in your 20s and you stupid enough to do this, think long and hard before you try to put your hands on Cam Newton again.
And I'm gonna let
This is
y'all
not
in on a
going
little
his way.
secret. Y'all lucky he was there, but
he was nice to y'all.
and because he didn't throw no punches. Because that's what I was saying with the cousin. You know, your cousin, you know, he would beat you up with body shots. He wouldn't like really throw no yeah.
Just stay
he
off
ain't
him,
really
stay
throw
off
no
him, stay off
punches.
him.
And I'm gonna let y'all know now. Cam whole family is big. His daddy played for the Dallas Cowboys. His brother played for the Tennessee Titans. His younger brother played at Howard and at Auburn. I'm telling y'all are lucky that he was by himself.
And let me help y'all out one more place here. You better be glad it was Cam Newton, not Pac-Man.
Because it wasn't no Popeyes around. Because let me tell y'all something. Pac-Man, when it comes to listen, y'all better, what Bomani say? Y'all better stop messing with them Westlake boys. But stop messing with them Westlake boys. And yes, for the Texas people, Westlake is the direct opposite of Westlake in Texas.
Right.
Y'all better stop messing with them. But that's really all we got for NFL. I just want to talk about that.
None of that wrestling. He ain't doing no wrestling. He fights. He's throwing hands. I done seen him with multiple people in the airport, so you know what he'll do to you.
In a federal place. In a federal place. That boy beat you up. You know you go to jail in the airport. That man.
I know some people who've gone to jail in the airport.
And before this the last advice I got to TSP. Y'all act like y'all ain't never been in no fight. What was the first thing you do if you had on a book bag or baggy clothes when you was about to fight? You take off the book bag, you take off the baggy shirt. There's no way that you go, that's the first thing you do. That man ran up there with the book bag, with dreads, bro. You better tie that up.
I'm going to tell you right now, the best thing you did was have that book bag on and give him an easy opportunity to throw you out of the way. That's the best thing that could have happened to you. Had he got a hold to you as a human,
it was over with. It was ugly.
Y'all better stop playing with these NFL players. Like, me and Reggie have opinions about players. I can say that I don't think that Cam Newton was the greatest quarterback of all time. But I'm not going to run up on him and put my hands on him. Y'all think I'm stupid? The splash cam turned to the dash cam because he's dashing.
You know how bad I'd be if I'm the first one? If I'm the first dude and then y'all jump and don't nobody else jump in, you going to see me get thrown?
Put his hands on me like that. Boy, first of all, no. You know what really happened when they got in the car? Let's be real here. Bro, why did you grab Cam Newton? Now, because everybody else is pissed off, because the only reason I even went up there is because you already put your hands on it. I'm trying to protect you, and now we all got our ass whooped in ESPN.
Ain't no, you wrong. There's no questions. You got to go look at the video again. This was planned. This was planned foolishness. They did this. They were sat around. Y'all better figure it out.
I'm not gonna give them that. There's no way that I'm believing that. It's no way I can believe that, because you not on this beloved Black History Month. You telling me that you that stupid? If you that stupid, you need to fight him again.
Go on, get knocked out. Go on, get knocked out.
And finish the drill. That's all they really should have done. If you really felt that bad, let Cam, because I believe Cam would have put some shoulder pads on. He wouldn't even put no thigh pads, no leg pads on. And y'all just do a little bull in the ring. Do a little bull in the ring. Boy.
Yeah, all them running around hula hoops don't work when there's another dude out there now.
When Cam knocked them cleats off, you all want to hear nothing, bro.
Y'all forgot Cam. Y'all forgot he fought Josh Norman. He tried to fight the whole Falcons. He ran over. And I ain't even gonna get it.
Hey, and y'all have to call him Superman again when you see him.
Nah, Cam gonna send him a Superman outfit. He made you fly out the ring, brother. That's what he did. But ladies and gentlemen, we come to the end of the football segment,
and we have come to the end of them getting their ass whooped. Try again next year.
That should be the cover, Cam. But with that
and don't get beat up in the man with $1,000 hat on, bro.
And then not hit the ground. They ain't even hit the ground. You can't knock that man's head off, bro.
The hat not dirty. That's the part that would have me more mad than anything is you got the drop, club punch included, and when you throw your best and don't. And I've had that happen. And somebody tried to slide me one time, and I was like, bro, that's it. I had more respect before you threw the punch.
I have been
Now
on
I know
both sides of that.
you're a confirmed chump to me now.
I've been on both sides of that. I've been punched and been like, damn, all right, well, let's go. And I've also thrown a club punch, and that nigga looked at me like, bet. And I was like, ooh, here we go.
Oh, see, I ain't never had that. But if I'm gonna get you, I'm trying to pause if necessary, inflammatory, possibly. I'm trying to knock your socks off.
Yeah, but the thing is, luckily I wasn't by myself. So we grew up in the jump you era. So I hit him, he swung back, his boy jumped in, everybody else jumped in. And I was like, whoo! Because that one-on-one was tough.
I was gonna say they're more peaceful sport, but nah, basketball, they've been fighting there too. So
we got some, man, listen. I want to talk about the storming the court though. But ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna take 2 seconds. We're gonna take a couple minutes, listen to the Splashcast 36 Splashcast episode. I'm gonna start calling it episode soundtrack. And we'll be right back with our basketball. Norwood is gonna re-up on that. You drank a lot of that today.
No. It wasn't full when I started. Been sipping.
All right, no. We'll be right back with our basketball segment. We'll talk about women's, men's, and the NBA. Y'all stay tuned. Remember, like, follow, subscribe. And we're back, ladies and gentlemen, with our final segment of episode 140 of the Splashcast Monday Night Raw, our basketball segment. We got a few things we're going to talk about today.
You see it, Russ.
NBA, WNBA. Oh, what I'm missing? I missed it.
1884.
Oh, yeah. NBA, WNBA, men's college basketball, and pro basketball. So we got a few things we're going to talk about today, man. Let's start out with women's basketball. If you've been listening to us, which you obviously have because you're here, Juju Watkins, who plays at USC, was the darling of the recruiting class for NCAA women's basketball last year. And she has basically exceeded all of the hype that was around her. Juju passed possibly the greatest women's college basketball player of all time, Cheryl Miller, for most 30-point games in one season at USC. She has 11 with still the tournament time to go. So shout out to Juju Watkins. Mind you, we talked about her 2 weeks ago when she outscored a whole team in a half. A whole team. And not a Division III or a money game. No, it was a conference game that she outscored a team by herself. So shout out to Juju.
She is playing. I know I come on here a lot and talk about how much better women's basketball is than men's college basketball. But she is playing out of her mind. She had 30 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists, 3 steals, 3 blocks versus Utah on Sunday. Colorado, 42 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists, 4 steals against Colorado. 18 points, 11 rebounds.
Colorado's like is top 10, right?
Exactly. Oregon, 33 points, 8 rebounds, 3 assists, 4 steals, and a block. Like every night, she is filling the score. She's crushing it on a nightly basis. And anytime that you're in the same conversation of the goddess herself, Cheryl Miller, you are really doing elite level things on the basketball court. As good as she was, I didn't know that she was going to be this good. She just consistently goes out night after night after night and just dominates.
I figured she would be this good. Oh,
she's probably going to be like a 4-year. She's going to break every USC record ever to exist. She's going to be. I mean, you
think she's going to be a 4-year?
I'm sure she's going to make an ungodly amount of money thanks to NIL. And yeah, she's going to be one of the greatest college women's basketball players of all time and probably the best women's college basketball player ever. and that is once again outshine and miss 100 and something points herself, Cheryl Miller.
I don't think she'll be. I do think she'll be there 4 years, but I think she's gonna spurn. She's gonna not spurn. She's gonna cause a change in the rules. I'm not familiar. I don't know if the WNBA requires you to play 4 years, but I do know.
But that's where, like, unfortunately, there's more money playing for USC than it is playing for the WNBA.
I think that's gonna change a lot real fast because the WNBA and the NBA as an organization, the basketball, I don't even want to say the basketball organization that is the WNBA and NBA they're not gonna keep missing out on that money. And because she's so good and her personality, I mean, she's squeaky clean, she's media friendly, she's media trained, and she's possibly the best player in college basketball as a freshman. There's no way they're gonna miss out on that money twice.
But what do you do where, like, Russ is exactly right, unless the WNBA gets more money. Like, there is a case where, like, this is the reason that Angel Reese is back. It's the same reason that Flau'jae is back. Same reason that Caitlin Clark is back. The money is in college sports. As crazy as it sounds, like, I know men's college basketball is a little bit different, where the money is in the pros. But in this case, it makes more sense for you to play all 4 years and get all of the money you can in college, because even the best of the best, I mean, Brittany Griner was just going to rush to play it in the offseason.
So I guess the better statement
Juju
would be
is about to make so much money in California.
what I was saying, I guess the better statement would be that she may cause more of an investment, just because there's no matter how you put it, there's no way that they can keep losing out on this money. Specifically,
if you're the professional league, you can't wait. You can't waste. This girl's ready to play in the WNBA now, but she's going to spend 3 more years in college because that's where the money is. You have to find a way to get her to get paid enough for it to be worth her while to come out of college early.
And let me tell you something. The skill of the game is getting to the point where you're going to start seeing more Juju-like talents because of the specialized coaching.
Bull Wiley from South Carolina is a monster.
Killing it.
She is
killing it.
Killer.
And with the specialized training that we have, we just talked about specialized training for football. Football is only following the model that basketball set years ago. So with the specialized training you have of these athletes, it's going to be scary hours. Scary. I mean, hell, that takes us right in. Kiana Christmas, she had a quintuple double. 11 points, 20 rebounds, 11 assists, 10 steals, 10 blocks, and I'm pretty sure, that's on the way. A quintuple double is on the way.
Hey, let me go ahead and say this, because typically was 10 people on the court at any point during the basketball game. The fuck was everybody else doing? We are just watching her do everything: shoot the ball, get the ball, steal the ball, block the ball, pass the ball to somebody else, score, run back down the court, get another assist, get another rebound. What we all doing? Can't watch tape on this game. Game is useless. For all the other 9 players, what did y'all do? Watch her just have a good time for 48 minutes? What
4 players did. The other 5 players was getting their butt kicked. She blocked 10 of that. Can you imagine? We talk about, that's 21 possessions that she just destroyed.
Correct. And then another, that's 11 assists, right?
Yeah.
So think about this. 20 possessions I stopped. Then another 11 possessions, I got somebody else a bucket.
I got to see the final score of this game. I wonder if they lost. I'd be real mad if I put up a quintuple double and
win or lose. What was everybody else doing? I want to know that so bad. You can't even. This game, her playing like this. This game is not even tape you can watch. You can't sit down and watch this, because, hey, bro, y'all need to know wherever she want to sit on the bus, she sits there. Whenever time she won't come to practice, she comes to practice. Y'all need to know your role, or you need to do something. 11 points, 20 rebounds, 11 assists, 10 blocks, and 10 steals. One thing I'll do is I'll drink to that.
Cheers to you, man. Cheers to you. So shout out to Kiana. Shout out to Juju.
And coach, don't ask me what time I'll be at practice. When I get ready.
So it's tournament time. There has been a controversy around LSU pretty much all season, from the Angel Reese to them losing, getting upset. Basically, they're national champions.
Angel Reese beef. Like there's all types of different things.
All types of stuff. But they've been heating up coming the sooner the tournament get here, they've been getting better. And they are cohesive and they have each other's back. Angel Reese and Flauget and they got into it with Texas A&M after they destroyed them, after they were talking trash. Then you have Angel Reese now at University of Tennessee, where folks were talking trash and they caught everything on tape. And she was like, she looked at, I forgot who she was talking to from Tennessee.
I love Angel Reese, bro. Because look at the face. Look at her right now. Like, bro, I know you're not talking to me.
Who you talking to?
Like,
who you talking to?
I hope she becomes an Atlanta
Look,
Dream player.
who you talking to? Who you talking to? You know you can't be talking to me.
You know you're not talking to me.
Blankety blank blank. F out of here. F out of here.
Fuck. You know what that is. The fuck.
The fuck. F out of here. And then she looked at her and said something. And they like, yo, chill out. She's like, how many points you got? Look, how many points you got? Oh, all right. No. Bro, you got clown on national TV. And they blew y'all out.
I love like the confusion is like who are I want you to, I know you're talking to me, but I want you to say my name. Like,
say my name.
I like violence. Like, this is the reason that women's college basketball is better than men. Like, I don't care what you are, man, woman, child, animal. The chump off is the chump off. And she looked right at you and said, who are you talking to, bro? Then looked up at your stats like, oh, nah, there's no way you can. That look is so crazy.
Shout out to Angel Reese, man. She running her mouth. And the funny thing is, I only saw the video once, and I knew exactly what she said. I didn't have to watch it twice.
Protect black women at all costs. Yo, and we need her on the Atlanta Dream. I don't even, whatever it is, her Atlanta Dream.
We need her on the Atlanta Hawks. Angel Reese, first pick, Atlanta Hawks. Yeah, you talking about? She got some heart. Her and DeJounte beat up fought everybody. What? Hell yeah!
And like even when the boys won, she was right there. I appreciate that. And then let's talk about this.
I told y'all LSU getting hot at the right time. She had her 7th 2020 game of the season against Auburn.
Y'all don't see this other girl at BBYMUKA, Baby Muka, I guess. Y'all talking about Angel. Who was Auburn? Her ass got 66 points. Ma'am, that's a team.
Which is still, either way, it's funny either way. If you knew it was a team, she had
both ways. It's twice as funny. It's funny because you don't know that, and it's funny that she has almost as many rebounds as the entire Auburn squad. This is the reason that we need the internet. I know how y'all feel about Elon, but at the end of the day,
somebody said bless her heart.
We need Twitter, and I ain't even calling it X because it ain't X. It's Twitter because we called it. We only gonna call it Twitter. Twitter is funny, and ghetto because of this.
But I mean, 20 points, 25 points, 20 rebounds. She's done that 7 times. It's about to be a nice tournament. You got LSU, you got South Carolina, you got Juju. Colorado's still good. You have Iowa with Caitlin Clark. Nobody's really talking about UConn. UConn is still good. Yep. Like, this is about to be a crazy tournament on both sides.
Notre Dame still ain't gonna disappoint either. Like,
forgot all about Notre Dame.
There are a lot of good. There are bunch of good basketball teams there. Men's college basketball, you guys suck. I'm never not gonna say that. Support the
One thing,
women, protect women, all of that.
the thing about the WNBA, and I'm not saying it's a good thing, but the advantage of not being able to command large contracts is it's easier for people to take a pay cut, right? And so let me explain what I'm saying. When you have $100 million, I know y'all probably thinking if somebody has $100 million, then they could take a pay cut to $70 million and do that for the team. Yeah, that's not how it really works. But when you don't, it's a little different when you don't have a lot of money to spend and you're not getting paid a lot of money, but you're committed to your team and you want to win. It's easier for you to take the pay cut. Breanna Stewart basically is playing for free. She signed or agreed to terms on a 1-year, non-guaranteed not for free. I thought I said minimum. Below maximum deal to return to the New York Liberty so that they can keep the starting five intact. Why is that important? They made it to the finals last year and they were beat by the Las Vegas Aces and the best player in the league in Asia Wilson. And she was MVP. Mind you, she was MVP. When have you ever heard of an MVP not getting a max contract? Not never.
That 1 year though, she said one and done.
Oh,
How
yeah.
them ushers do it? One time is fine with me. That's what Drake said, right?
One. She's gonna be playing Jay-Z next. One. Sorry, I'm a champ. I mean, she gonna be out there, dog. I applaud it.
I thoroughly enjoyed it. Like that's another thing that you guys and I'm sure if you're a follower of the podcast, shout out to you guys who really, feverishly protect us and support us and tell other people about us. But yeah, like WNBA no slouch. So it's plenty of good basketball in the WNBA.
Mm-hmm. It is. So shout out to Breanna Stewart, man, or Breanna. I'm sorry, Breanna Stewart. I hope it works out. Now I ain't gonna say you right. She only said it one time, cause I ain't taking a pay cut again.
I'm gonna give you one and done. Now I'm gonna give you that one now.
Yep. Moving on to the men. But while I pull up all of these other Instagram clips and stuff that we got to pull up, who do you think is the next face of the league?
I need a little bit more context than that.
LeBron is the face of the league right now.
Correct.
He's been the face of the league since pretty much he came in the league.
I don't think that you have an immediate face of the league. There was a time between Jordan and LeBron where it was a little bit of everybody.
No. Between Jordan and LeBron? Between 98 and 2003? I would say it was Shaq.
Shaq-ish, but I think that and the face of the league, as much as LeBron's the face of the league, is Steph Curry not the face of the league too? I think that Steph Curry is more of the face of the league than LeBron is.
I think Steph Curry is a very popular person. He's probably number 2. I think LeBron is the face and has been the face really since he
the reason that
made it to Miami.
I give Steph the credit for being the face of the league equally as much as LeBron is because I think that identifiable is more people identify with Steph Curry than they can with LeBron James. Most players can't do what LeBron does. It's very similar to Shaquille O'Neal being the face of the league. Sure, but I'm never going to be able to do that. So
I disagree.
Steph Curry,
Ooh, go ahead.
I think this because and this is hear me out here. So you're trying to do your best to kind of be Shaquille O'Neal, but ideally that's just never going to happen. Same thing with LeBron and Steph. I'll never grow up to be LeBron James, but maybe I could be Steph Curry. In my head, I just got to be 6'3" and just shoot 17,000 shots a game. But there's a chance for me there. I'm never going to be 6'9", 250, fastest, strongest man on the planet. So that
You
to me
saying so
is the
there's a
reason
chance
that-
for you to be the greatest shooter of all time? I don't agree with that. I think with the NBA, the way that it's moving now, it is a wing league. Whether you can shoot or not, if 6'2" or 6'3", you ain't really about to make it to the league after the next evolution of athlete.
That's toast. You're right.
So
You're right. The 5'10", 5'11", six footers.
ain't gonna be no more Chris Paul.
You
let
better
me
be
tell you.
Trey. You better
So-
now. That's one thing I would say. You better be Trey.
And I will say that Steph, I think Steph is, if I were to think about Steph and define him, I wouldn't call him the face of the league. I think he's like a clean version of Allen Iverson. Everybody wanted to be Allen Iverson because of Allen Iverson, and he had a great cultural impact on the game and the way that he played in the
those
crossover.
guys are people who most guys. Could
But
be
he
like,
wasn't
I
the face
could
of. But my
maybe
point is, he wasn't the face of the league though. His crossover is similar to Steph's shot, right? The crossover was like it, and Steph's shot was it. But at the time, Jordan was still gonna be face of the league, and at the time, just like LeBron is face of the league. I mean, to me, in my opinion, and especially with the way wings are going, I think that, I mean, you can be, now, I think a person that dropped the ball on that conversation and that could have been in there was Kevin Durant. But the moves that he decided to make
I
and
don't
his
think that's-
personality didn't
Kevin
allow him to.
Kevin Durant is a different guy to me. To me, Kevin Durant always will be an AAU basketball player.
That's weird. Please.
Hey, man,
I don't
happy
like
you
that.
here, dog. Thank you for
Appreciate
please
it, big
remember,
dog.
Like, follow,
subscribe. Listen, we take
whatever
all
it
followers
is.
and viewers wherever you are, bro.
Yeah.
That is, I'm gonna let you know right now. That's gonna be a clip, and that is not
For sure.
staged. We did not do that. That freaked me out though. For a
Tiny
second, you
club
saw me. you saw me. I was like, what? For those that are listening, somebody with the screen name Kobe Bryant joined our podcast chat and said, "Long time no see."
And I mean, I didn't believe in hindsight, since the conversation is here, I think that he was more the face of the league than he was probably given credit for.
I think he sabotaged himself.
Well, no, I'm talking about Kobe. I think that we didn't know how many of these young guys were going to think that Kobe. It's a lot of young people who think Kobe's the best ever. And
Yeah, it's also a lot of young people that think Paul George and Kevin Durant are the best ever.
Now, Kevin Durant, the Kevin Durant is tricky to me.
I don't know how
Kevin
you gotta
Durant
do this.
He might not be the best ever, but he is definitely probably one of my favorite basketball players ever to watch. So I understand how people can get best ever from best to watch. His game is unbelievable to watch because let's be real, he's the best 7-footer, maybe
Best
not.
scorer. He's the best scorer of all time. He's the best scorer of all time. The best scorer of the basketball we've ever seen.
Best scorer of the basketball. He's the most well-rounded 7-footer of all time. Like when I think of 7-footers, the only issue that I have is like if I look at Kevin Durant and I look at Shaq, Shaq is a better, more dominant basketball player than Kevin Durant.
Yeah. I would say if you want to look at impact, Kevin Durant probably has had more impact in terms of the way players play than LeBron. You now have 7-footers that handle the ball. I mean, look at Cooper. Look at Victor Wembanyama. I mean, 7'5", dribbling like a guard. That all came from
and that is
looking at Kevin Durant.
Influence from Kevin Durant, not like LeBron James. Cool story,
But that don't make
Kevin
him the face of the
Durant,
league, though.
Yeah. I love watching Kevin Durant play basketball. So, and
the
as
face
much
of the
as I
league,
Larry Bird ain't Kevin Durant.
The person that I would say is the face of the league to me is Ant Edwards, and I don't think it's. I think Jason Tatum wants to be.
Ja was there until he self-sabotaged.
Ja was going to be in the AI range for me. All of them were in the AI range. For the person that they were going to try to push to the front of the league also has a little bit more charisma, has a little bit more. There's more attractiveness to that person off the court as well as on the court, and I think Anthony Edwards has it. And if he messes around and win a championship this year, you gonna see him take all the way off, all the way.
Now I think that Ja had the head start on Anthony Edwards, but Ja in his foolishness has given Anthony Edwards the entryway to take over and hijack this league. And the difference between Anthony Edwards and a lot of other people is he'll do it. His belief in himself is unparalleled. Like, that's the one super cool thing about Anthony Edwards is you're like, nah, I'm better than y'all. Ooh,
at everything.
I'm better than you, and you lucky this is the sport that I played. I could be better than y'all in football, baseball, tennis, bowling. Like, he's just he's super confident, but in a way where you don't mind it. And you think that it's foolishness, but you also like,
he just dunked on everybody now. So, but that I just wanted to bring that up. Wow, because I saw Jason Tatum just call himself the best player in the league, and then while I think it's a cool story, you're not. I mean, you're not the face of the league. You're one of the top 5 best players in the league right now, I would say. But I don't think he has the personality to be. But
I agree with that too.
I will say pro athletes and athletes in general are starting to get fed up. Are fed up with fans. And I'm always here for the confrontation when it's warranted. When that fan called Kevin Durant a female dog, I try not to say that word. Got a daughter now. I can't really be saying all that stuff around her. But when that lady called Kevin Durant a female dog and he hurt her, I'm all for it. Like, what'd you say? Did that Angel Reese look?
What?
What?
That boy made the fastest U-turn.
And look at the white lady doing the white lady stuff. I was just playing, bro. Yeah, bro. I'm putting my hand out. Yeah, bro. Nah, don't dap me up.
Why do y'all think that it's okay to do these type of things to humans? Like, that's the part that I truly don't understand is, like, number one, if I'm Kevin Durant and you see where his hand is and they call him Slim Reaper, like, his hand is loaded.
Yeah, the right hand.
Loaded that hand and took it from right there and slapped the beer and her face off. Like, don't play with me and just do some, like, y'all gotta find a way to be respectful and talk trash. And then now that you've gotten his attention, like, don't stick your hand out like it's all cool. You just call me a bitch. Like, what? How
well, no, that's a nervous hand, bro. That's a nervous hand because when people also forget that these are literal giants walking around. All the myths that we hear about a giant killed this person, and even in the Bible, David killed a giant. This is he's 7 feet 1 inches, bruh.
He should have Dawsoned her face off. Yo, go flame! I knocked your socks off, you rude bitch.
He went and talked to him, and then now Buddy did pull. Now I definitely would pull that move. I wouldn't call him no B, but if I were to like talk to Kevin Durant in that moment, he was like, "Hey, I actually do a podcast, bro." You could hear him say, "I actually do a podcast," and Kevin was like, "Man, all right, whatever." Bro, why would you say that in that moment? You just disrespected your wife or whoever that is, your sister, your friend.
Now, had he grabbed both of them by the front of their collar and dragged them out on the court, he would have been wrong.
Now, shout out to him, though, because he did not. The security asked if they wanted them kicked out. And he was like, nah, don't kick them out. I want them to see me play. And he balled.
Yeah,
they lost this game, but he balled.
Kick them out, but you're not sitting here for the rest of the night either. Put him in the rafters with Sting. You gotta drop back way up here. You better drop down from the
Go and paint your face.
Yeah, bro, because no, you're not sitting here. I'm gonna tell you right now, any job that I've ever worked at, you think you finna call me a bitch and you think you finna be comfortable for the rest of the day?
When I got to college, man, coming from out here, the whole southern, be a man type stuff that you're grown, that you're taught, like that being called a bitch was like fight words when I was growing up.
Nope, I did not. I'm actually not of that. But I'm gonna tell you, I have two friends from Sacramento, California, Marcus Atkins and Kariga Bailey.
Yeah, Kariga.
You can say whatever you want to them. Shout out to my boys, both of them, my bros. That B word is an escalator. It is a kicker. As soon as you
escalator,
say no,
it is a rocket.
And I'm gonna tell you that they are accountable to that belief. As soon as the B word, there is nothing else we need to talk about. And they are fantastic guys. They're educators. They're parents. They're loving husbands now. But I'm gonna tell you right now, you throw that B word out there, you better be able to duck.
I got a funny story about Kariga. I'll tell you off air about how I met him. I already knew him, but how I met him and Felicia. But yeah, you know, like I said, I come from the South, from that B word, like that's fighting words. And when I got to Hampton, like it took me, and then I got to like working around like, you know, white people. It took me a couple moments when they was like, yeah, and I was like, hold on now, I don't really play like that. Like I don't. That calling me calling me and I was like, but it was like, yeah, but, you know, you go to Christopher Newport or you go to one, and they're like, yeah, you fuck me. I'm like, hey, listen, I don't.
Yeah, you drag out here in this good grass. Yeah, sneaky. I don't know why they think that like the
it's the P word for
will like cool things off for you. No, bro, I came to work, got my work outfit on. Look at Kevin.
He said, I got my workout method on.
My job, and you think you're gonna talk to me any type of? And y'all have to remember Kevin Durant from DMV. Like they don't play that either. Like that's the place where you get your ass whooped. You get told real quick playing. Like y'all, but if you notice, it's never black people that do this. Just like when we watch Westbrook play, and he was like, "Hey, boy, you don't see us do that." That's not a thing.
And you knew exactly what you were doing. You know, y'all remember Marcus Smart? He had to go to the draft early at Texas Tech because he hit that dude who called him the N-word. Hit that dude. That dude was like, oh. And then he was like, what? It's not even the dap out for me. It's the what? What? Like, what are you confused about?
That's the part that we understand as African American people is immediately after these people do this, they immediately like throw their hands up like, oh no, it's all fun and games. And you're right. Try Jesus, don't try me.
Let me ask you a question.
These hands is rated E
for everybody.
For everyone.
Let me ask you a question. There's two topics we're gonna talk about in basketball before we get to the NBA. What are your thoughts on storming the court?
I'm waiting on somebody to get punched. That's what I'm waiting on. I'm waiting on somebody to be running off the court and a player to punch a student, an 18-year-old, 19-year-old, not socks knocked off.
So I do
let
think
it happen, and then everybody's gonna be surprised when you have this dude who's not having a great day. One of these guys is gonna say the wrong thing to him, and he's gonna knock his jaw loose, and then it's gonna be like, oh, he's violent. No. Y'all put this man in a compromising situation, and he compromised somebody's face. It's on the way. It's gonna happen.
So in this situation, Filipowski, he's projected to be a top 5 pick from Duke.
Oddly enough, he's projected to be an Atlanta Hawk next year.
He is the best player on Duke's team, I believe. And Duke was upset by Wake Forest. The thing about this is, I do agree that you should ban court storming, but it's tricky for me because this is part of the allure of college basketball. We talk about men's college basketball being boring. This is one of the things, not the injury, but the storming of the court. This is one of the things that brings you to college basketball. The thing about this is, and we don't have the slow motion, But they actually showed when Filipowski.
He was trying to get into it too.
They were actually showing when Filipowski when it happened in slow motion. So the kid that hit him, you know, Shire came out and said that he was the dude aimed for Filipowski. But when you go back and look at the tape, Filipowski actually threw a bow and tried to trip him. And he threw a bow in my view. I can't say that's, but from what I saw,
allegedly, you know,
the kid was running by, and the kid looked at Filipowski like this. He was running by and looked at Filipowski and was about to say something. And Filipowski threw a bow and threw his leg out to trip him up. I watched it a lot of times. You don't walk that way. He changed his stance. He changed the way he walked. He changed his stride. And then, as a result, he put himself in a situation to where he ended up getting his knee hurt. At that point, yes, technically you can say banning the court is what started this, because it's true. But the kid he was in the wrong for running on the court. But he ain't do nothing to Filipowski. Filipowski did this to himself.
I don't blame Filipowski. I just lost. You guys are running on the court. And you're too close to me. Y'all, you know me and you, we from the South, bro. When I don't like people walking around my car. I don't like people that close to me. No, bro, back up. Yeah, like when you have athletes and you put other humans and athletes right here in my physical realm after I just exerted all of my physical energy to do my best to win a game and lose. And then you run on the court.
Ooh, sneaky.
Right, wrong, or indifferent. If that dude gets punched, he just got punched. It might not be right, but you know how you feel after a game. Especially after a game you just lost.
Well,
you're frustrated. You're mad.
If you can take that stance, then you can't get mad at the student right here. Because if he's emotional.
No. You can't get mad if you get hurt when you tried to hurt somebody else.
Yeah, that's my point. You tried to do this.
NCAA, you are putting everybody at risk at the way that you're managing this. Now, if you want to like funnel from the student section, then sure, manage it and leak them out because you still need this. But you have a duty of care and responsibility to the opposing team to get them to a safe location without being like safely. Like at the end of the day, you got to get them from where they are to the next location safely. Like a lot of this is just facilities management. I'm not gonna like sport management you guys to death, but there's a way to do this where like, and this is the other part, like the coach at Wake Forest called the damn timeout. He knew that they were gonna storm the court. He called the timeout so security could get in place to manage this. They didn't manage the situation, and then it got out of hand, and he's a college kid. The adults are supposed to be able to be in front of this. And if you can't do that, then yeah, you're wrong. Because if it's a football player and you have one of these stupid young 18-year-olds run out on the field and you got the linebacker who just played 48 minutes, he punched somebody's face off, I'm not Superman with the linebacker, bro. I just gave y'all everything I had. And then this kid who's a biology major runs out and calls me all types of names. And if I want to punch him, then yeah, I just got finished playing.
Garrett Blunt.
Exactly. If I knock his socks off, his socks are knocked off. It ain't right, but it's life. Y'all have to do a better job as adults managing this situation. Okay.
Yeah, and the fact that now they got money, so he's gonna get sued. Like, but to me, it's unfortunate for Filipowski because he made a poor decision in a bad situation.
But you're in college. You make stupid decisions when you're in college. If he's an adult, if he's an NBA player, he probably like, all right, go ahead, whatever. But it's Wake Forest. This is a rivalry game. You lost it. Y'all both in North Carolina. Like, you feel away, and then nobody is stopping the world from running. Like, really, let's be real here too. Like, y'all lucky that Filipowski is probably like grown up with a decent family. Like, God forbid, let's be real here. It's certain players who came from the hood. If you just have like 400 or 500 people running at you, and if you want to punch somebody, you ain't wrong. My bad.
Okay, we'll end the conversation there, but I think you got to know that's part of the culture. So you're right that they need to do a better thing of managing it, but you also need to know that's part of the culture.
Your job as the adult is to mitigate the opportunity for things to go left.
True. All right. I got some dip downstairs because it got real chippy in the NBA the last couple days, man.
Oh, I thought you were talking about tobacco.
Yeah, you are.
Skull?
Yeah, a little skull, bro.
I didn't believe a quarterback was good unless he had a little dip, and then he's gonna be right there watching tape.
Yep. Then you be like, I didn't had that skull since 8th grade. I'd be like, no wonder you had a full beard. 8th grade, bro. But nah, man, it's been getting chippy in the NBA. Or the MMA, or whatever you want to call it out there. Heat Pels.
It was
The Heat
MMA
Pelicans.
For some people. Colorado. Thomas Bryant was trying to get to your head.
So the 6-foot guard, it ain't gonna be there. You had Heat Pels, and then you also had Warriors Hornets. And there was a couple other fights that I don't think we caught, but there's that Heat Pelicans fight. When Thomas Bryant, and we got it playing, when Thomas Bryant and Jose Alvarado, I'm sorry, multiple fights. This Heat Pelicans fight with Jose Alvarado, Thomas Bryant, Jimmy Butler, and Najee Marshall. It all started when Zion got thrown to the ground at the end of the game. And Jimmy Butler, there's one person, we said that Kariga got a rocket. Jimmy Butler got one too. Jimmy pushed him out the way, and Najee Marshall said, I don't care, and grabbed Jimmy by the neck, okay, threw him back, and kaboom, hell broke loose. At that point, I don't even know how Jose Alvarado and Thomas Bryant, they were standing right next to each other, and then they got into it.
So this is the thing. This is an over-exaggeration. I'm going to tell you why. Kevin Love wasn't trying to hurt Zion. Zion's just big and strong, and I have to make sure that you can't get the shot up.
See? That's what Jimmy be doing. Jimmy be instigating stuff, too.
But that's Jimmy's job. Jimmy's job is, if there's smoke, like, look at Kevin Love. Like, Kevin Love, like, that's a good, like, say what you want. That's actually a really good foul.
It is.
I ain't let you get up in the air. I didn't get below you. I just said, nah, no shot, bro. But Jimmy.
Oh, Jimmy also hit him in the neck. Okay, now I see why.
Jimmy shot that right arm first. And all right, Jimmy, you want to be an agent of chaos? The thing about chaos
I'll be your Uncle Bear.
Cool until you find you're exactly right. Shout out to Tombstone. It's always one person like Najee Marshall, like, bro, my role, this is my role.
It's my role too now.
Yeah. If it's me and you both out, then I win this.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what he did. Jimmy slid that right hand right under Najee throat, tried to grab him, and Najee said, oh, bro, I'm with this. This is all I've been waiting on. This is all I've been waiting on. Now,
we already losing.
Can you go to Thomas Bryant versus Jose Alvarado?
Oh, it's right there. Yeah. There it is.
Yeah.
He was just, ooh, boy. All right, Jose. I know you spunky.
You better leave Thomas Bryant the hell alone, boy. He was whoop that trick. Whoop.
Now,
Bryant was not playing no game. And
I'm trying to see if this person is still on their team.
Bro, why are you?
Oh, he's not there anymore. Okay. You know, the Heat don't really get in a lot of fights because ain't nobody really try them. One, Jimmy is tough, but people, as you see, people will still try Jimmy. James Johnson was on that team last year. And let me tell you who you will not
These are the
fight.
Pacers now.
Yes.
Those are the Pacers.
And let me tell you who you will not fight is James Johnson. We don't really like to shout out a lot of other podcasts here. I'm not going to say I don't like you, but we really don't because we have a lot to talk about. But if you ever have a chance to go listen to the Jeff Teague discussion when he talks about James Johnson and Wake Forest because they played college ball together, bruh. James Johnson been
His
that dude
nickname
for a
is
long
the black
time.
belt. They know what it is. You don't play with him. He's different.
Boy, look at that.
You have to know the boundaries of existence. There are certain humans who you're not supposed to touch. Now, Jose Alvarado, you got to be
Now,
fast.
what were you doing,
Number
number
three in this Pelicans jersey, bro? You are never going to be able to come back here and play again. CJ McCollum Jr. But yeah, Thomas Bryant had a lot of issues, and he was ready to do his best.
Ooh. Thomas Bryant had one coach over here in the left hand, and the right was just hitting Alvarado. Thecka.
Alvarado, hey, I know you do that thing when you hide in the corner and get the steal. You need to hide in the corner and never see the hands
boy,
again.
you duck. You need to duck, brother. You listen. Poor life decisions again. 7 feet versus 6 feet ain't gonna work out.
Yeah.
Then of course there was the Warriors versus the Hornets.
You need an enforcer.
Hey man, there's Grant Williams he's basically trying to be the enforcer for the Hornets. He was trying to be that guy for the Dallas Mavericks. And what happened was, of course, the Warriors were about to go try to score after they blew out the Hornets. Malcolm Bridges said he didn't like that, had something to say about it. Grant Williams then rushes in. Yeah, it's definitely goons, sneaky. Grant Williams rushes in.
No, nobody's a goon because nobody's going to throw a punch. But there is also another fantastic breakdown where if you notice, Steph Curry has a towel on his head and never actually even moves. And that's why I feel like as the 30 to 40-year-old person, bro, all of this talking and back and forth and all of the rest of this yada 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 is super cool. But at the end of the day, nobody is going to bust a grape in a fruit fight. Nobody here is tough. Everybody going to call everybody the B word and yada, yada, yada. Either grab somebody or shut up.
Now, Draymond did make a point saying that Grant Williams is trying to be the Players Association president. And there's decorum that comes with that. I don't know what Grant is trying to do or be or establish himself
Grant is doing
as.
his job.
You think he's
My job is to be Draymond Jr. Everything that Draymond. Grant Williams is great value, Draymond. I play a lot of defense. I kind of get in the way a lot. If there is time for some smoke or something like that, I'm the person who's supposed to go there. That's it. They're the same guy.
Yeah. So, something gonna happen. Somebody gonna try you eventually.
Quietly, the pickup of Trey Mann and Brandon Williams, I see what Grant Williams is trying to do. He's like, hey, I could probably be the fourth man. I could be the fourth or fifth man on a future facing Charlotte team. You got LaMelo at the 1, Brandon Williams at the 2. Who they got at the 3?
Grant Williams. Oh,
no,
Bridges.
Grant's at the 4. Bridges at the 3, and then Nick Richards at the 5. If this is frustrating. If Michael Jordan doesn't blow it with James Borrego, this Charlotte team is probably a decent basketball team by now. Michael Jordan firing James Borrego for no reason. And, let's be real. Grant probably is. You're right. You're right, Russ. Grant just getting tossed away from all the teams where he had less and less to do. You're right. Boston, he was okay. Dallas, he was okay. Now I'm in Charlotte, and this is the bottom of the barrel at this point. The only thing that you can do at this point is flourish. Hey, now I'm going to double down in the role of who I am. If I need to be an enforcer, I'm going to be super enforcer for the Charlotte. Hopefully, some team that will need an enforcer will call me, or I'll stay in Charlotte.
Yeah. So now we in the second half of the season. It's the playoff push. You got a lot going on. There are two teams that are out of the playoffs, and there's two faces of the teams that are in the opposite, the 180, just not there. Victor Wembanyama. We talked about Christmas in Cali, where she had a quintuple double. Well, Victor, in the last 5 games, is averaging 24 points, 11 rebounds, almost 5 assists, almost 6 blocks, and 3 steals per game. He actually was the first rookie to have the 5x5 in the last game they played, where he had 5 blocks, 5 steals, 5 or more assists, 5 or more rebounds, 5 or more points. He is scary good, and he's not even good yet. He's just figuring out how to play NBA basketball.
That's crazy to me is he's not good. If you really look at him, he's not a good basketball player. It's not even close. But
oh no, I won't say that. I say he hasn't reached his potential, and it's not even close. I think he's a good basketball player.
How many games, like how many Wembanyama games have you really watched him play?
Probably like 10 or 11.
How many games did they win?
I mean, they're not gonna. They're what, 11-49. So I mean, 2. The average will tell you that they won was 25% of 11.
Boy, you just engineered this shit.
That's exactly.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, we are nerds. It's frustrating because if you like, the reason I say that I don't think that he plays good basketball is if you watch him play basketball, it's not a strategy where you're looking to win the game. Every game is more learning experience than opportunity to win the game.
Mm-hmm.
And for me,
but this is learning. 24, 11, 5, 5, and 3 is learning.
That's the part that's scary. And you like, and shout out to Kev, part of the world, the stocks, steals and blocks. He ends so many different possessions and I'll say this confidently. And if y'all want to, do whatever you want to, he's not playing winning basketball. He's not playing competitive basketball, but he's still taking 10, 11 possessions and throwing them in the trash for you every night. Now, I think that he needs to gain some weight. I think that he needs to play a more effective style of basketball. He shoots way too many threes for me. He spends too much time on the perimeter. But
Kevin Durant,
for him at this point, it doesn't seem like they're trying to win basketball. It doesn't even seem like they're getting close to trying to win basketball games. Their biggest thing is to just try things that get him comfortable, which I understand long term makes a ton of sense. But if he can play any level of like effective basketball, there's a lot of room for him to be really good.
You don't think this is effective?
Huh?
I just think I think as his feel for the NBA game is the only thing that's holding him back from being the best player in the league. I'm just excited because
he's not like, I want to give a lot of credit to him. I want to give a lot of credit to Chet of not playing scary ass basketball. So there's so many times that you like see these guys who are really good basketball players.
I agree too,
Russ. They're just not weak. Like, I thought Chet was gonna get crushed. I thought that when you really like put hands like and tried to really get with him, he was gonna shrink. Chet ain't scary. Like there are so many players who I consider who are like older and more mature who I think are more scary than Chet. Chet and Wemby are kind of like, nah, we good with it. Like, we might not be the strongest, but come on with it. Like, let's get it. And that is a part that you can't really teach. It's just either you have that confidence or you don't.
Sorry,
You're
Sneaky
right.
said. Sochan
Sochan
being
and Vassell and Keldon Johnson, like theirs has to be some level of
Trey. They gonna go get Trey.
yeah.
I see. I see it. I see it. I see it. I see the play. They gonna go get Trey.
But I'm gonna be honest too, though. I think that sounds cool in theory. I think that the actual execution of that does not work out the way that everybody thinks it does. It looks cool because me and you are Atlanta Hawks supporters. We know what it looks like.
It looked like 2021 when they went to the Eastern Conference Finals with him and John Collins going crazy. It looks like you substitute John Collins for Victor Wembanyama, who now can roll to the rim, dunk on you, dribble, shoot the pull up, shoot from three, block shots, rebound, and steal the ball with Trey running the pick and roll.
Trey?
All of them, all the people you just named and some picks. All our picks back for DeJounte.
All
First
three.
thing.
I want Keldon Johnson, I want Devin Vassell, and I want Jeremy Sochan after he signed a 4-year contract. That's exactly what I would love.
And my picks. Give two of my picks back.
And 2 firsts. 2 firsts and 2 pick swaps.
And it would work. It would work. Because
and
we
at
got
that
this
point,
cap space.
I ain't gonna lie. If I could get Keldon Johnson, Devin Vassell, Jeremy Sochan after a signed contract, 2 picks and 2 pick swaps, y'all can have Trey. And I think that if you're the Spurs, that's a lot, but you should pay the toll.
Yeah, I would do it. And hopefully Trey doesn't bottom out like Jordan Poole. Jordan Poole is the highest paid Wizard, and he is also benched. I know Kyle Kuzma got to be upset. He's talking about I wanted to build something.
He's not. Okay, so let's talk about that. So there's 2 things here. I don't think that Kyle Kuzma is upset because without Jordan Poole, Kyle Kuzma's value doesn't skyrocket like it has. Kyle Kuzma is a point now where I think that man, Danny, don't make a deal with Danny Ainge. Danny Ainge gonna rob you. That's what he specializes in. But Kuzma needed Jordan Poole to get the stench off of him. So I don't think that if you're Kyle Kuzma, you can ever be upset about Jordan Poole. Jordan Poole has made you an asset now. As most people valued Kyle Kuzma as a liability because he did clown behavior that you kind of expected from him. But Jordan Poole did so much clown behavior that now Kyle Kuzma looks like a shiny asset. Now, I will tell you, I just watched the Jordan Poole update. I think he had 30 points either a night or 2 ago. Jordan Poole is kind of hit rock bottom. And I do think that there is a path back to some level of respectability for Jordan Poole. I think that he finally kind of hit a place where he's a lot more humble. And that, I mean, at the end of the day, he's still a decent basketball player. He just needs to be back in the right system. He needs to be in a team that's looking to be competitive. And he needed somebody to tell him, like, bro, you're not what you believe that you were. You're not
the number 2 ain't gonna happen. I can tell you that. They ain't gonna be on no competitive team with that contract. That ain't gonna happen. He gonna be right there in Washington. Who gonna trade for Poole? Nobody.
Hold on, wait. Let's reassess that.
We got a lot. Okay,
we do
now. If we go down this. Wait. Before you even start doing this, if we go down this roll, we're gonna cut a lot of this stuff off because we had 2.5 hours.
Cool.
All
right. Okay. So 27. He's about a $30 million player. In 2 years, that'll be more than reasonable.
Okay, in 2 years. Yeah, okay. In 2 years when you knock the money off, then sure. But as of now, he's gonna have to stick it out with Washington because nobody's gonna trade for him. And 2 years is assuming that he stays quiet, keeps his head down, and plays basketball for 2 years. He has no leash. If you mess up, you gonna be Bradley Beal. You're gonna be there for 9 years.
But the thing about it is, Kuzma's gonna get out of there. Once Kuzma's out of there, you're gonna have a ton of cap space. You could spend the right money, and this could work out for you.
In Slink you trust.
If you read my damn mind, Travis Slink could fix this. Once Kuzma is gone, you're right. $30 million Jordan Poole is a lot of money. But if Jordan Poole is the only person left on your roster at that amount, I mean, we're paying Bogey $25 million.
Bogey ain't no liability. Right now, Jordan Poole off the court and his antics on the court were so... You don't get benched as the highest paid player just because of your play. You came in there and said... You were telling coaches...
player than Jordan Poole?
Listen, you told coaches, shut the F up. This my team. You weren't paying attention to plays, to be inbound plays. Right, you were disrespecting teammates in 2 different locations. That is where you'll have an issue coming to have people play with you. You having the skill and the ability to play. We've seen him with the skill and the ability. Now, you could say you were also on a team where you couldn't be double teamed. So your skill and ability you were going to be good. But we've seen a skill and ability from a lot of players that have flamed out and didn't do anything because they didn't do right.
Bogey is also on a receding contract. So he's 18, 17, 16, 16. But this is what I will say. Like, once they move Kuzma, if you can get a decent haul back for Kuzma and draft picks, there is a road to redemption for the Wizards. And if there's anybody who knows what they're doing, it's fucking Travis Slink.
But I think they'll end up I think they're gonna start. They've already started using Denny Avdija more. He's finally getting the opportunity.
You could get Denny. You could trade Tyus. There is a way that the Wizards could fix this. Now, the rule, like, you're right about Poole. Poole, you got to clean yourself up now. You got to be new Kyle Kuzma. You can't keep being an idiot. Like, that's what happened. Kyle Kuzma, for all intents and purposes, was for a long time regarded as like an idiot because he would just do whatever. But eventually, Kyle Kuzma was like, oh, no, well, Jordan Poole is here. He got that role. I'll just be a decent basketball player. And at $30 million for the next 3 or 4 years, bro, and it's just you, they've traded everybody else. You could fix this, but I watched the press conference today. Poole he's humble. He's humble. He looks humble.
Good.
But a lot of that is when you continue to lose games and things don't go your way, then you kind of shut up.
Well, when you're the reason that they lose, when you become the reason, and you're the
benched is bad at $30 million. I will say that
you got benched and traded. You got benched and traded after signing a $30 million. If you would have just been cool, you were the next face of the Warriors. It was you. They were about to let Clay, Steph, and Draymond right off into the sunset. It was you and Kuminga.
You got Clay and Draymond paid. That's the thing
and Kuminga. It was gonna be you and Kuminga. That was it. And yeah,
Kuminga is good. Kuminga is good, bro. You got.
You're gonna pay Kuminga more for sure.
Kuminga is just a more valuable player than Jordan Poole, but you gave Draymond. Your behavior gave Draymond the runway to come back. That's the one thing.
Yeah.
I think you could very well, if you really like put your head down and really hooped as a baller, you could clean yourself up and clean the Wizards up, and y'all got money.
Go over there with Melo. Yeah. Um, other drama. Let me tell y'all, we have this on the docket. I honestly don't care, but we gonna talk about it because Dallas. Let's talk. Let's okay. We're in the drama section, so I'll keep it with the drama. I want to talk about stupidity in Dallas turning down 4 years, $55 million from Jalen Brunson twice, and then Jalen Brunson are going to the Knicks. While I do think that's a huge mistake, I don't think Jalen Brunson would be Jalen Brunson in Dallas with Kyrie and Luka. There's just not enough basketball to go around, and he's too good to be a 3-point shooter. So I do think that is a big deal. That's not a big deal. It's a shock headline, but it's not a big deal. Giannis saying I don't watch basketball. Stupid. JJ Redick going at Doc Rivers saying there's no accountability. He throws players under the bus. Pat Bev and JJ Redick going at it. Like, bruh, we don't care. I ain't gonna say we. I don't care anymore about the Bucks. I have never, ever been sick of a player that I liked so fast. Stay never gonna let you live that overpay down. So fast. I like Giannis. He may be my second most favorite player in the league. He is annoying. I don't know. I really stopped keeping him.
I want to be very clear, but what pause for 1 second. I was wrong about Jalen Brunson. Is this my camera right here?
Mm-hmm.
Knicks fans, Jalen Brunson fans, NBA fans. It's wrong about Jalen Brunson. Humblest apologies. I'm not going. I've learned that if you're going to go into 2024, you're going into a new year, be willing to acknowledge your faults and mistakes. Damn, you ISO'd me. You're an asshole, Reggie.
You said hold up. Go ahead.
But yeah, for sure, I was wrong about Jalen Brunson. What I assumed to be an overpay, and given the information that I have a lot of opinions. This was not my best one, and I'm okay with that. Sometimes, what they say, players fuck up. I made a mistake. Jalen Brunson is everything the Knicks have needed and more. The value on that contract they're already on the right side of it. They're already in the black. The money has been made. Jalen Brunson, like, you guys should do whatever y'all can to make him a lifetime Knick. Dallas, at that price, I can't tell you anything other than you made a mistake. I don't know, man.
You don't have to apologize anymore because you literally apologize every time they bring that up. It's just that they will never not bring that up.
I'm a straight up dude. When I'm wrong, I'll be like, you know what? I was fucking wrong. And I was wrong on Jalen Brunson. I said, oh no, you're not gonna see the return on your investment. And now I will say the other part about it is the reason I didn't think you would see the return on investment. I didn't think the Knicks would do all the rest of the parts of things right. And they did.
That's true. They did build around him to get the most out of his potential.
They went and got OG Anunoby. They got rid of Evan Fournier. They kept Julius Randle. Mitchell Robinson is good. You don't go into that thinking the Knicks are going to make a bunch of good decisions. I think that's like, hold it against me that I was wrong about Brunson. You also don't, let's be real here. The Knicks are running a better organization than the Hawks are. They're picking players more intentionally. They're strategically looking at what they have and making better decisions. I didn't expect that. But I'm used to Travis Schlenk running the Atlanta Hawks and not the Family Feud. So yeah, you're right. And it's ghetto over here now, and it makes me sick. Go ahead, go back to ISO. Let's go. No, go back ISO me now. I'm mad now. Never thought in a million years the Knicks would get their shit together before us. Never. The Knicks have been a poverty organization, just just whatever they do, they just make a stupid decision. And here we are looking like the stupidest team in stupidity. Every time we get rid of a player, move them somewhere else, they go somewhere else to flourish. Kevin Herter went over there to the Kings, the damn best offense in NBA history. John Collins playing for Utah, they not even trying to win games. They win more games than us. Now, Cam Reddish, I don't know where the hell he is. I did a Google search on Cam Reddish today. I don't know where he is or what he does. But everybody else, man, the Hawks, we just running this like a ghetto ass 2K team. It just happens to be in real life. The wrestlers are the owners of this 2K franchise. It sucks. And we're 751 and 751 over the last 1,500 games. We are not the city boys. We are the middy boys. It's embarrassing where we are as a state, as the letting the Knicks and the Magic pass us. It has to hit home eventually. Like, you guys just suck. And that's where we are now. We suck. You're mute. You're still muted. You're still muted. You're still muted. You're still muted.
That's what it is. The Hawks are 500. The Bucks. Listen, man. At the end of the day, y'all just gotta play. Giannis doing all this talking. That's what I was saying earlier about you doing all this talking. You talking for no reason. It's like you telling on yourself. And then you got JJ and Doc and Patrick Beverly over there. I don't fault Pat. This what you knew when you got him. He got a whole podcast. So, like, at this point, you know what this is starting to. What did that meme come from? From Swagoo, talking about Aaron Rodgers. Y'all remember when Aaron Rodgers was trying to figure out what he was gonna do for years and years and years, and he talked about being traded and all this other stuff, and finally, Marcus Spears said, "We do not care." Y'all remember that? This is exactly how I feel. We do not care, Giannis. We don't care anymore. I don't care. I don't care that you got beef with JJ Redick. I don't care that Doc and JJ. I don't care.
The Milwaukee Bucks are a PR clusterfuck. They specialize in making everybody in the organization look like they have no clue what's going on. You had the situation where they fired Adrian Griffin. Giannis says, "I didn't have anything to do with that. That's stupid." Doc Rivers says he advised them as the advisor before he got the job. You shouldn't do that. Now you lose these games in a row, and it doesn't look like you have a hold on your organization. And then Giannis says, "I don't watch tape." Well, we all know that what happens. You should be at least watching tape with the team. Hey, these are the tendencies. This is a scatter report that's printed out and given to all of you guys. Giannis tells everybody that he has no clue. He goes into the gym, and then when they tell him who he plays, he gets excited.
And the thing is, if they would just be quiet and have just played, we would have shot him bail. They don't have Chris Middleton, right? But we ain't even talked about that they haven't had Chris Middleton and the impact that Chris Middleton has on that team and what they're missing, because they've talked so much and made so many stupid decisions that we're focusing on everything else. You ain't even talk about Drew Holiday.
Ancillary parts of what's going on in your organization, super important.
You ain't even talk about Drew Holiday.
If I'm at the top, I'm having a DEFCON 3 meeting. Everybody come to the meeting because you're making me look stupid. Doc Rivers, you make me look stupid. Giannis, you make me look stupid. Either y'all are gonna shut up, or I'm gonna start cussing people out. That's the only option I got. Y'all keep talking, and I keep being the person. Because let's also be real. Doc Rivers, you're probably gonna be a Hall of Fame coach. Giannis, you're gonna be a Hall of Fame player. The director of basketball operations Nobody even knows who that guy is. But when people start when it's time to fire people, who gets fired first? It
Director of
ain't
basketball
Doc and it ain't
operations,
Giannis.
GMs. Yeah. People that they can pass the blame on.
The people who said, "Oh yeah, we should fire Adrian Griffin," even though, let's be real here. Like, the frustrating part is you're pinning the person who's running your basketball operations into a corner. Either you're saying that that person didn't consult you, which we know that they did, or they made a move without asking you. And it puts them. We know they asked you, Giannis, "Hey, are you okay with Adrian Griffin?" And you
Drew
said no.
Holiday. Drew Holiday.
That too. And Drew Holiday is you have two big issues on this shoulder and this shoulder. Drew Holiday going to the best team in the Eastern Conference, got you in the failed clutch. Now, Doc Rivers and y'all being like 3-7 or whatever it is, has you on. You're stuck now. That's the reason I said, hey man, Doc Rivers, the only thing you can do is you can come out from this All-Star game. Y'all better win damn games. If y'all don't win games, then Giannis, this is your fault. Same thing I said about Trace, same thing I said about LeBron. You're an executive now. If you're an NBA executive, when you don't win, you deserve the responsibility. You know how I feel about it. Everything follows the money. You're the highest paid player on this team. You know that they're asking you before they make decisions. And when they make a decision and it doesn't work, you don't look left, don't look right, look at yourself.
Yeah, the complicated part about that is he won a championship. Like, normally a championship buys you four. I think the kind of unofficial equation that if you look at coaches, you look at players, you look at and when they're fired and all of that in any sport,
You were
you
good,
normally
but
you normally get
fired
4
Drew
years.
Holiday and you brought Dame. As soon as Dame shows up, you reset your own personal clock.
I disagree. I think since he won them a championship, I think that'll get him 4 years. Remember, Bud didn't get fired; he quit because of all his personal issues. Not issues, because of everything that was happening in his life, the tragedies in
So
his
you
life.
think that Giannis gets the Acuna treatment?
Yeah, I think Giannis gonna be there for at least 4 or 5. He's he's first. They can't get rid of him. They can't.
No. And they shouldn't. Like, at the end of the day, like, let's be real here. You don't
Well,
have to
what
wait
you're
up
saying
5.
is you pointing fingers at everybody else. That's gonna keep happening for the next 4 years because
What I'm saying is, when you acquire Dame, you put yourself on a different clock.
yeah,
And
put yourself on Dame's clock.
You're right. Dame's clock is.
Yeah, he's at
And
35.
on top of that,
He's
you
34.
got rid of Holiday, who happened to go to the best team in the East by hook or by crook. If the Celtics, now the only thing about the Celtics is I just don't know if they can stay that healthy.
Well, I mean, if you look how they playing, like they're actually trying to play the health game going down the stretch. Now that I think you'll start seeing a lot of players, you'll know health wise where teams are once they get to the 62 games you got to play. Once you get to the 62 to 65 range, you'll start to see players like, oh, he's out with he's out with that rest, just because they've made all of their incentives now. So I think that actually
Or the
will help
guys who
them
know
going
they're
forward.
never going to get it are going to check out, like Embiid.
Embiid, I would too.
It's something.
I was
What
trying
else
to
you
look
got,
at the
man?
standings because that's really all I got. Do you want to talk about the Clippers?
We can
The
do that
Clippers.
because it's going to be like 4 years before like we actually see that logo. Or it'll be next year, but we have time on that. We'll talk about it next week. The Columbus Clippers and the LA Clippers logo looks very similar. You guys do your homework, look at it, tell us what you think. And by tell us what you think, agree with us, because it definitely looks the same.
So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, We have come to the end of episode 140 of the Splash Cast Monday Night Raw. Just to say, Boston right now is 1, Milwaukee is 3. So the only way that they could play right now, 3, 6, 4, 5, 1, is they'd have to play in the Eastern Conference Finals, which would be great. That'd be must-see TV. But like I said, we've come to the end of episode 140 of the Splash Cast, the Around the League edition, Monday Night Raw. We appreciate everybody for tuning in. And if that really was you, appreciate it that you tuned in too. It is what it is.
We done had the international people show up. We done had Kobe show up. Now my stage to my people. And the Raptors got a pizza party for winning 3 games in a row. Congratulations to those guys.
In real life?
Toronto Raptors head coach pledged to buy team dinner after winning 3 straight games. Raptors pizza party goes viral. Yes. They are just like real people who work a regular job.
The Raptors aren't good. Hold on. Now, you see, we were supposed to leave. Now, let me tell you how quick I'd be putting a trade request. You told me after these millions of dollars that you make that you would take us for. I don't know why you would promise a dinner anyway.
What do you think the Raptors and the Hawks are? What's the difference?
What are you talking about?
Both bad teams. You can't get mad with for the Raptors for being trash and then look at your own.
I'm not mad at the Raptors for being trash at all. I'm mad at the coach for making all that money and promising them to a dinner.
What's his name?
The coach. Player 22. Remember that?
Time out. Shout out to my Uncle Curtis, man. I talked to him a couple days ago. Y'all who are real followers of the podcast, y'all know him as AKA Uncle Curtis, AKA Fire the Coach. He told me to tell y'all what's up.
Fire the coach.
Doing well. Yeah.
But
now,
yeah,
I had to tell my aunt, I was like, you are a podcast celebrity. All of my friends and homeboys know you as Mr. Fire Coach. So yeah, I'm happy for that. I had a chance to, really talk to him for a little bit. But yeah, outside Detroit. Of that, yeah, Raptors, Hawks, same thing.
They cheated Detroit. Oh, with that being said, Noah, we didn't miss anything. Take us out. They cheated Detroit.
Man. Fantastic. And I'm not watching any of this live, so
go ahead.
I mean, let's be real here. It's the Pistons cheated. You aren't winning anything,
bro. I got 8 wins. You mean to tell me I had a chance to get the 9th win, and y'all cheated me out of it in New York, in Madison Square Garden?
Yes, it makes more sense. Yes, Buffalo Wild Wings. Everybody was more happy when the Knicks win and the Pistons lose. Thank you guys for rocking with us. Number one. Thank you guys for rocking with us. More Cowboys and more Cowgirls.
Boy, I had a brain fart.
Yeah, 18. Number 2, more Black Cowboys, more Black Cowgirls. Number 3, the historically Black college universities your cousin went to, your auntie went to, your uncle went to, the person you used to sit in the back of the church with. Whoever that is, send some money to that university. The person who, the HBCU that you go to for homecoming, step shows, just to be around your people, send some money over there. And then finally, the greatest learning institution in all the world, the Hampton University. Send some money there. We only asking for $18.68 on behalf of the year that the Hampton was founded. Please support the university, support the football teams, support Coach Runty as we continue to lift and uplift. And also, once again, more Black baseball. We did have the Cactus Jack HBCU Classic here too. Last weekend, I wasn't able to participate. I had some family business I had to take care of. But let's make sure that we keep Black baseball at the forefront. It's extremely important. It's extremely valuable. And without it, I ain't going to say we don't have nothing, but we need it. Thank you guys for rocking with us on this beautiful Monday Night Raw. There will be a Splash Cast 36-pack or 48-pack. If y'all want 48, let me know. I can make it happen. I got 36 of them things probably ready tomorrow. Outside of that, appreciate you guys. Thank you guys for rocking with us. And it's a weird time. Falcons trying to figure it out. We need a quarterback. Trey Young hurt for the Hawks. And the Braves have 10% of the best players in the world.
Peace. We out here. Love y'all. Stay safe. Thursday, Reggie's reactions.
This is the Splashcast weekly schedule. You can find us on Monday Night Raw. That is the Around the League edition where we cover all of the major leagues around the league. Tuesday is the ATL edition. Braves, Falcons, Hawks. Wednesday is when the playlist comes out. It's a Splashcast 24, 12, or 36 pack, just depending on the music. Thursday, for everybody who was not able to catch us live on Monday, they can catch up there on the Around the League edition. And then Saturday, of course, we bet beers for Saturday Morning Live. If you ever need to find us, we can be found at thesplashcast.com and, of course, via Instagram at thesplashcast.
I'm a water sign, don't forget, expensive bitch by design. Throw it back, you know I ain't hold it back. 69, we could be my zodiac. I'm a catch, hourglass, no snitch. Hit the racks, take a trip, go relate. Bitches get down on the floor. Touch your toes, bust it open like a pro. Yeah, I know you never seen this shit before. Make the money, spend some money, get some more. That's right. I'm doing rich shit. Pretty big shit. I'm doing rich shit. Rich titties. I'm doing rich shit. Pretty big shit. I'm doing rich shit. Rich titties. Poke it out, ass fast showing out, going out, licking shots, pouring out, big amounts, never have to go without.